My name is Neel. I'm a sophomore in AGS at Austin High School. The best way to answer that would just to say that I'm an atheist, but that wouldn't really describe um, my full religious views, because while I am an atheist, I'm not a type of person who isolates myself from other people who don't have the same religion. And really, I feel like religion isn't that big of a thing to me anyway. So I think it's more spiritual. Like, I do believe in karma, and I don't believe in any of the religion that follows from. There are things I just take from. Like, I believe in like human spirit and like essence, things like that. That's why I say spiritual. But in terms of religious views, I am an atheist. Well, like I said, um, religion to me is a very huge theme. It's a very big influence in a lot of people's lives, and I think that nothing should be that big of an influence. That you should be able to make your own decisions, and you shouldn't have to have religion be there to make them for you. So, to answer your question, what is religion to me? It's just faith, and I think it should just be that. It shouldn't be your life decisions. I really haven't encountered that many people who do. A lot of people are a lot of people generalize atheists and think that they're all like extremists in the views of, like if you believe in God, then you're less intelligent than somebody else. Like, I mean, number one, I don't think that. Number two, we go back, I just haven't really met anybody like that. I've met a few people who think that I should be Christian and who have tried to tell me like the benefits and like why I should be, but nobody's really prosecuted me because of it. I wasn't really raised by my parents to like believe in a certain religion. My dad is a non-practicing Hindu and my mom is a non-practicing Catholic, but neither of them really go to church. Obviously, we celebrate some of the holidays and stuff, but it's nothing really extreme. It's just believe whatever you want to believe. Um, Everybody's allowed to have their own faith. Everybody's allowed to believe what they want to believe, and I think that religion shouldn't separate us as much as people let them. I just think that no one religion is better than the other. I think that everybody has a reason to believe what they want to believe, like I said. And that, I have friends who believe all sorts of things. Like, I have friends who are Islam, I have friends who are Christian, I have friends who are, different sects in Christianity, and all sorts of things. It doesn't matter. I have Jewish friends as well. Nothing really makes a huge difference to me. It's just a different part of their life. Oh, well, obviously, I mean, in the area where I live my life and way outside the boundaries of the state, like, there's always going to be religious intolerance. I think that from where we live in Austin, there isn't a very large amount of it. Obviously, there are people who are extreme in their views. There's always going to be people like that. But being the place that we are, we're very open-minded to people believing whatever they want. And I would say there's a lot more in religious intolerance outside of Austin, in other areas of Texas, and just everywhere else in the world. Like, there's always religious conflicts going on somewhere in the world. I think religious intolerance is useless, and it's petty, and it's ignorant. And I know those are really strong words with very strong connotations, but I think that they're necessary to describe what religious intolerance is. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm saying that the people who are intolerant of other religions are ignorant or that they're dumb or anything. I mean, maybe that was just the way that they were brought up. I just think that it's petty. Like I said, it's a petty thing that you shouldn't let it get in between you and another person. That just because they think that their God came from somewhere else or that there's multiple gods, I don't see why that should make them any different from you besides what they think. I mean, some people think that some people like the color blue more than they like the color red, and other people like the color red more than they like the color blue. Does that mean that those people can't be friends, or that those people are should be so separate from each other? Not to be pessimistic, but I don't really think that religious intolerance is ever going to end, because how do I put it? It's almost against human nature, because there's always going to be some people that are brought up differently, and there's always going to be parts of people that want to believe that their religion is better, just like, nationalism, where some people believe that their country is better than other people's countries purely because they live there. They don't have any other great reasons as to why. But really, I don't think it can ever completely go away, because if it was to, that would mean that not a single person has a problem with another religion, and just that's based off where we are in the world right now, and based off how people's minds are set. I don't really know where I'm going with this. It's almost a ridiculous concept to believe that that's possible. I just, like I said, I just don't really think that there is a way, because, if you go to like a third world country where they have very, very different cultures and religions than, the place where you have, or the place like where we live, like there's certain religions that are prominent here in Austin. If you go to like India or Afghanistan or Pakistan, or just all those different places, like there's different religions, and there's people who have prejudice against your nationality. People are like, oh, that's because they base your opinion off where you come from, and I really don't think that there's any way to change how they view different countries. Like, people, people want to be better than everybody else, and they don't want to have to give up their religion to do that. They don't want to morph to fit the mold. They would rather everybody else do that, I guess. Like, you kind of get what I'm saying?
Thanks, Neil. That was great.
Thank you.
All right, cool.